God is good. God is good. My God is great. God is everywhere. Right now He is here. Right now He is here. My God is immaculate. Yeah. God is accurate, and His word is definite. Right now He is here. Right now He is here. So keep on watching, yo. Everywhere you go, to your TV, yo, to Immaculate, yo. Keep on watching, yo. Everywhere you go, to your TV, yo. Are you ready to Immaculate, yeah.
Thank God for Holy Spirit, where they help us see vision. But now your eyes you go use to watch television, and now your hands you go use to the tune station. So tune to Immaculate, God's own station. So come, let's blend His God's blessing. We seek, look good is fashion trends. Omo you sabi, we uplift. Let us worship fix and let us lift hands. M-Cube inspirational, let's dance.
Everywhere you go, to your TV, yeah, to Immaculate, yeah. Keep on watching everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, to your TV, yo, to Immaculate, God is good. God is good. My God is great. God is everywhere. Right now He is here. Right now He is here. My God is immaculate. Yeah. God is accurate, and His word is definite. Right now He is here. Right now He is here. So keep on watching, yo. Everywhere you.
Hello viewers, and welcome to Everything is Everything. I'm your host. My name is Koko, and today we are going to be treating a trending topic with my girl Nelo.
Thank you.
Hi Nelo.
You look good.
You look good too, my darling. You guys are welcome, and if you're just seeing our face for the first time, you are highly welcome. Stick around and you're going to be entertained today. Alright, so today's trending topic is going to be about, guess what? Baby mamas. Yes,
I can imagine.
Nelo, we are going to talk about it, and we are going to look at it, the causes, the effects, and we are going to give some information about it that you may not have known. Watch this video and then we'll be back.
Cleaning the house, I'm here with the washing the car, and I'm here with the cooking the no. I'm here with the washing the clothes, I'm here with the walking the shop, I'm here with the hawking the no. I become one person for my happiness, so still be my own. Everybody girl, no men say your own, passing my own.
Especially some of the young men that I see now. What is this stupidity? Because that is what it is. That you now think it's cool to intentionally impregnate your girlfriend just to have a kid because you don't want to be committed to a woman, because you don't like the idea of marriage. It is an idea from the pits of hell. And if you are planning to do such thing, just remove yourself from that madness. Because what you don't know is that you're not just destroying your life, you're destroying the life of that child that you might not be there to raise. Majority of the problem around the world comes from a broken home, come from broken homes, come from homes that either their father left or their mother is not there. Because there's a reason why God put the marriage institution there. There's a reason why God put family there. The primary purpose of a family is first the purpose of that marriage, then secondly, procreation. You have no business getting anybody pregnant because you have your own selfish reasons of not wanting to be committed to one woman. You're a selfish person, and it's going to affect that child. And some of you girls that now think in school, you can now have kids. You can now intentionally have kids with your boyfriend. I see that madness going in even in the entertainment industry. Who has taught you this Western nonsense? Did your parents raise you like this and you became the person you became? It needs to stop. You're destroying family values. Because what you're now going to have so many people that will grow up without their father. So many people that will grow up without their mother. If you're not ready to commit, then get out of that space. You don't have any business getting a girl pregnant if you're not ready to commit. You're still a boy, you're a child. So you shouldn't even think about that. It's understandable if it's a mistake, but when it becomes intentional, where a man says, I will intentionally get you pregnant so that we can have children because I don't want to commit into marriage. But you want what the benefits of marriage, but you don't want to. You're a thief.
All right, guys, welcome back, our darling viewers. If you were watching that video clip, you would have seen the emotions that was going on his face when he was explaining the situation of things. Now we find ourselves, the statistics have shown that the highest number of population is within the age of 18 to 20 years old. So that means that the youth are the ones that are really affected by this. It's become so rampant, and we are here to discuss it. Nelo, what do you think?
Honestly, when I came across that video, I really loved the way William Suchemba really, talked about the topic. You could see the anger, the emotion. Actually, he called it Western nonsense.
Truly, he did.
Because I don't know what we're copying. I observed that youth this day, everybody want to be, modern. And in the process of trying to be modern, we do a whole lot of nonsense. Yeah, let me use that word. Let me borrow from him. So you realize that this thing affects, in fact, selfish. He mentioned it as from a selfish point of view. How can two grown-up adults come together and say, oh, I don't want to be committed. I don't want to be responsible for anything. I just want us to come, make babies, and that's all. Like, seriously? And, I really blame the girls that, will commit into such. Do you know what it takes to birth a child? Then when you birth the child, you are left to raise that child alone. Like, no matter the money that man is bringing to the table, it is not the same as when the both party are together raising that child. Do you understand the trauma, the psychological trauma, the emotional trauma that child has to go through?
I know. Nelo, let me buttress your points by saying that in the family, everybody has their role that they are playing. The parents have their role, that's the mother and the father. The children have their role, and we all help out. We all pitch in.
Yeah, it's like a division of labor.
Yes, that's what it is. You learn it at home. There's a very familiar saying: charity begins at home. So if the home is being affected by this kind of metro, revolution that is happening. Oh, I've met you. I'm not really committed. It's not something serious. It's just casual. Let's not be too serious.
Like we said, it's trending. Why should such a thing trend? Is it that God was, God forgive me, was it foolish when he, when you look at the beginning, he created man and he created woman. He didn't create man. Adam
and Steve.
Or Adam and Steve. Rather, it was Adam and Eve. And he did that because I believe the Creator loved the idea of family, to bond together, to come together. And all of a sudden, you see grown-ups coming up, I'm taking it to the religious aspect now.
Okay.
Then you now see people now, like, they sit down, they're like, I don't want to be responsible because you feel it's too much. Then you forget you're coming from somewhere, At least you were raised by a mother and a father, and all of a sudden you wake up one morning and say, no, I don't want such. I just want to have a baby somewhere where I'll be taking care. The funny part of it, Koko.
What?
They don't tend to have one, because most of them go about having multiples from different girls.
That's very true. That's prone to happen now. Don't you think? It's prone to happen because if you think that is a standard for you to do the first one, get away with it. It's much more easy to do another one and get away with it also.
You can imagine, that's why we have a lot of nuisance.
it's a problem that it touches the nucleus of the society. If it's something that is popular, then we are in a dangerous situation.
You know, the westerns that we are copying, you know, this is, let's be realistic, this is Nigeria.
Yes.
The western you're looking at,
Well, the thing is that, you know, there's nothing like a woman having her own money also. There's nothing like you doing your own little thing, no matter how small it is. I think there's dignity in labor.
there is dignity, but I beg to disagree. No matter how a woman tends to have something, are you encouraging baby mama? So she should have a child.
I'm not encouraging or discouraging. I'm just putting out a point. I'm just saying
because that point
there's dignity
like,
in labor.
You're
And
encouraging the idea of, okay, since she has something to do, let her just have a child, and whatever the man brings, she can add hers. If I'm not mistaken.
no, I think the desired achievement that you want to achieve in life is to go to your, you know, your highest form, your most comfortable self, your most beautiful self, your richest self, all those kind of things. And because of situations like that, you don't want a situation that will stress you. By the time you like you mentioned, multiple children from multiple situations, yes, then you get into a situation of stress.
Right to call it affairs.
You are true. You fall into stress. You get stressed, and then the strain is much on, you know, and then it now shows because you can transfer it to your child, and you can start acting out because of that. So it's,
you know, I believe there is
better
much
to be comfortable.
Actually, you're right, but I believe there is much a father figure really does in the life of a child.
Of course,
you tend to see children that, you know, when their parents are not together, apparently is the maybe more like the baby mama. We're talking about the women now in particular. You realize that those children get withdrawn in school because when others are saying, oh, my dad did, my dad that, you know, a lot of things is always around, and a child that doesn't get to see the father often will feel withdrawn, you know. There will be a point, and you know, you as a mother will now keep explaining, don't worry, you know, you have to keep encouraging, you have to keep talking, but you know, these things could have been avoided.
True. You understand? You know, I think that the role of a mother is to guide the child, to protect the child, and, you know, to make sure that the child gets to a good mental state, a good social state at the same time. Just try and balance the child's life so that the child at the end of the day can make comfortable and right situations.
Mind you, we're talking about this. We're not talking about in the situation where it is not an intentional act. We are talking about being intentional, like you know this is an agreement. You sat down and you said, oh, I agree with maybe a guy, I want to have a baby, let's have a baby together. It's different from a woman that got divorced with children, or a woman that got pregnant and, you know, the father did not own up, wasn't responsible enough to own up. It's quite a different thing. So people will not misquote you and think, what about people that are single mothers? What are, you know, this one is an intentional act.
It's quite different. This one is knowingly.
You know you want to do this, and most especially maybe if the guy has money, like I just want to have a child.
It's like you are playing Ludo with it, you know. You're just looking that, okay, if I get this one, if I cash out with this.
And you know that idea of at least if I get him, I'll be able to have something.
Yes.
And you find out that most people
entitlement kind of mentality.
And you find out that these things tend to fail because at the end of the day, what you're imagining or thinking might not happen.
most times it turns out that it doesn't even
you have to
play
start
out
dragging.
the way you
Hello,
thought it.
you stupid man, bring that money. You have not paid for your son's school fees.
And that's the stress I'm talking about. You see the stress. How will you glow in life if you are so stressed like that?
Exactly.
No.
Come and take care of your child.
No,
you know, I had a
you
friend.
Don't need it. Yeah.
I had a friend that had this kind of encounter, and you know, this one wasn't even intentional.
Okay.
But if you see the way she literally has to drag with the father of her children, like, hey, they're coming for holiday today. You will take them. Hey, stupid man. When they now come back, he won't give, you know, reasonable amount of provisions, and he'll be like, see what he brought. And yeah, I'm like seriously? Is this what you have to deal with?
That's what I'm
for how long? And these children had seen it, and you cannot be, such a person cannot be in a good frame of mind to raise
the children
properly. Because they will be like, is this normal? That's why we tend to like talk about it like this nonsense has to stop. This is not normal. Because you are going to raise dysfunctional children.
Yes.
They will have a different mindset, thinking, it's normal. That's the norm. It's the way of life. Let's do it that way, which is wrong. So I really think this trend, I think is really the devil coming this time around.
Well, you know, we are in the end times, so I guess it's part of the
manipulating the youth now.
Yes, I think it's part of it. But at the end of the day, I don't think that we should really lean into just looking into what the father does. Let's look into what the mother and the child or the children of the home put into the family also. So the mother, for example, now does all the caring, the father does all the provisions, and then the children do support. They support the children. They support the parents. And then everybody works together, and then, you know, a bright future of hope is produced. The children are indeed the future of tomorrow, Abby, right? There's a book that says the beautiful ones are not yet born. So, you know, we still have...
Why bringing innocent children to suffer, to go through such situation? That's my problem. Like today I was somewhere and I saw this little girl. That girl should be... Because she was in a class, because, you know, I normally run this children evangelical program. And so we have a vocational club going on. And this girl, she's in my class because that class is from ages 12 to 14 or 15.
And that's teenagers.
Yeah, teenagers. Could you believe that this girl came to class with a baby? And when I was surprised, I had to ask her, like, who owns the baby that is disturbing the class? Can you please take that baby to baby class? And I had to walk up to her, like, to help her with the baby. I was thinking it was, you know, she was like taking care, you know, taking care of someone else's child.
for the mother, yes.
It's my baby. My God, Koko, you need to see the shock on me. How taking care of a child?
It's like the blind leading the blind.
So how are they going to go about it?
How are they going to go about it? At the end of the day, they still need a parent to take care of that child.
Because I really felt she was so absent-minded. You will see she wasn't even coordinated. Then how much more an adult that have to go through that? Okay, fine. The person is an adult, but even with the pressure.
Well,
with the pressure of having another person to take care of, another mouth to feed,
another person that you are responsible for.
Yeah, because you have to be. You won't abandon the child.
You cannot.
You agreed to it.
Yes.
So why don't you now do the right thing? Like, get committed. Okay, fine. If we want to really settle down, let's settle down and take responsibility of this. Yes. Let's do it together. Let's raise children that will grow in love, children that will grow in unity, children that will understand family values.
Often heard that two heads are better than one. So, I mean, if you have somebody that you can confide in, and then you guys can bounce
when two people
off
come
each other.
I want to have children together. Those two heads are two coconuts. They are not two heads better than one, honestly. Because these two heads are two coconut heads that are very selfish. Very selfish.
That selfish thing is the height of it. That's the height of selfishness, in my opinion. Because you're just thinking about only yourself. The whole world revolves around you. What about the children's world? What about their world?
Yeah,
what about how they are going to be physically, mentally, you know, like even emotionally affected by those choices that have been made? What's going to happen to them? Who's going to come and fix them? Or you want them to live in that kind of environment, grow up, and then act like normal, like nothing happened? No. That's not possible.
Ways to be able to work on this, we really, when it comes to the church really needs to do better.
Okay.
We really need to start working on our youth. Let them know that they don't need to live life now. Because you see, now, most of them are going and plying the wrong route, which true. In the future is going to give
look right.
Is it looking right?
Look right or seem right and turn out
negative.
Yes.
You understand? So I think in the religious body, we need to start educating our young ones. Let them know that, like you said, there is dignity. Dignity not only in labor, but even in the way, even in the way we live our lives, the way we think, the way we act.
It's very important.
It's very important because you can't be selfish.
You can't.
So, and then the society, and we need to tell our people here, for them to know that there is a difference between the Western world and Africa. It's two different ball games.
Two different worlds apart.
Is not Western world. When you check the trauma you're going to put that child into, I think it's better you don't bring in an innocent child and, you know, tend to punish that child psychologically, physically, in every way. So I think we need to understand where we are coming from. Let's not forget our norms. Let's not forget the value we have as a culture. Why do we tend to throw our culture away? These are the things we need to, we really need to bring it into the heads of, young adults, even grown-ups, adults, because you see adults behaving like children anyways. So I'm not surprised. You know that language that said a fool at 40, a fool forever. Sure. It's a different thing if, age is not on your side, you want to have a child. I told you there are so many scenarios to it.
There is a very complex dynamics, because here is one scenario that you have talked about. We have so many other scenarios. It could have been because of this.
As a lady, have dignity. Have some dignity, please. Okay. Don't just throw yourself because of money, because someone promised you something. There's dignity, please. We should have some dignity so that you won't bring innocent children to suffer for your sins. Things they do not know anything about. Yes. They were not there when you reached the agreement, and then you now bring them in and
force them to be in a toxic setting. No. So
no matter the money or the promises, please consider what these children. Let's consider the psychological, the psychological effect of that situation on them, their emotional effect on it. Because I beg, how many you want to explain? You go explain tire. No evidence. So please,
at the end of the day,
even the guys, please let's try to be responsible. If you know you can't be responsible, then avoid it. Don't bring in children that you will bring and say, I will take care of them somewhere. I will be having baby mama everywhere. Please go and ask other people that did it. Make I no mention name before police go call arrest you. Because if I begin mentioning, you go see how they drag them. They always drag them like I better
be nice. I've always tried to tell you.
Generator. You know that this one go, the woman go come from this side. They drag her. Hey, you never visit me. You never bring money for picking. The other one
dragging from all corners.
Your children need your attention.
In fact,
you will just be divided.
Will be in so many places. Now, okay, if you were now in a situation that you were in school during when all this is happening. How are you going to cope with your courses? How are you going to think about how to read? Work. Okay, let's even talk about that. I was watching a show. So this particular show was about interviewing Nigerians that were in Rome. All right. So when they were interviewing this young lady, very vibrant, nice young lady, she was, giving her life experience. She went to Rome through Libya. So she followed the, you know, the real way, the waka. You understand how
it was
waka was
actually a
long route. So getting to Libya. It's quite a strenuous journey. So anyway, the lady finally arrived in Rome, and a few days after she arrived, she gave birth. And you know, the next thing after giving birth, you're in a new country. Of course, there's going to be a culture shock. Not to talk of the language barrier. All right. After settling in, she started looking for a job. Now,
a baby, no help.
She was like,
nobody.
She would be at the job, and they will be calling her, and she will be running from the job and going to pick the baby. In fact, the play school that she even got for the baby is just like 1 hour or 2 hours, and play school is over, and they were calling her, oh yeah, come, and she had to leave the job and go back and pick the baby. She said it was stressful. It was the most challenging time of her life. She was really upset about it. So she said, you know what, I'm going to wait, I'm going to plan myself, and I still have an opportunity to do better. So by the time she was settled in the country, she had learned the language and everything, she had a beautiful home after that. And you know,
because she had to correct. I think she learned in the hard
lesson,
way,
yes.
and she learned a lesson. She picked it, and then she had to correct it immediately. Because some people become victim of that
her past
experience twice. You see, a particular woman having babies from different men.
2, 3.
You can imagine. So I think she knew the pain that she went through. Okay, now, you know, I'm actually pitying her, not in her own country.
I am
and
too.
Like, you know, abroad, you know how it is now, getting nanny to stay is a lot of
how
money.
Much you,
so how will she buy a person where from?
How much you want pay the nanny?
How much they won't even pay her, because before she will even get a good job
there and settle in properly, it'll still take a while.
That's a lot.
With a child, with a young child.
She learns the hard way.
It's not an encouraging situation at all, but at least she learned her lesson and she was able to do better. And basically that's what we are saying, that you know, as much as this baby mama trend is trending and all,
please sit down, carry chair,
sit down and
think about it. Don't think about now, think about what it will birth in the future.
True.
You know, the future is pregnant, because most times we tend to think about now, forgetting about the pregnant, you know, the pregnant future, what it will birth. So when you want to do anything, whatever it is, aside we're talking about baby mama issue, I think any decision you want to take, please sit and think, and you know, be sure that, are you sure you want to go through this? Are you sure, especially when it has to do with life, because this is another human being, a whole human being we are talking about. Are you sure this human being you want to bring through this situation, can you deal with it? So I think it's something we really personally one needs to sit down and like talk about it.
Think about it.
We can't continue this way.
Yes.
We can't, because the nuisance you see around, although few people, they really try raising their children right, especially when they're single mothers, they know the situation, like this story you just told now. I'm sure that child, she would intentionally want to raise that child right. Definitely. And she wouldn't want that child to go through what she has
gone through.
You understand?
Yes,
so I believe she is going to correct, like what you said, she's going to right her wrong, even in the life of that child. And from that story, I believe the child, she will be telling the child, you know, and for the child not to even repeat such such scenario, like, okay, if it's a teen, because I wouldn't know how old she was, or as a youth, whatever age she was, maybe she was even at her early stage when that happened. But whatever may be the case, please, viewers, let's sit down and talk about this with our families. Let them understand that there is something called norms and values, as and our topic today, and I hope you learned one or two.
All right.
And for someone out there that maybe one bobo don dey tell you that idea.
Nobody trust man.
No trust man, no. You go
Nobody
stay your
trust
white, so
man.
honestly. Although I'm not talk say they get good people. They get good people, but
then get.
but you go stay in your white, sha. If you are
okay.
facing your career, face your career. If you're working, work, and just hope for the right time and the right way to do things, and you will see the blessings. In fact, it will come
Back to back
the way you expect.
Okay, well, Nelo, thank you very much. My final thought on this matter is that if you are in this situation already, or you know that, okay, you have made up your mind that I died there, you understand? I just want to say, don't bite off more than you can chew. Take things small. You understand? Take it easy. Take it easy. Life is not a race, you know. You are not racing to finish. It's more like a game, and you have to really play it by planning. So that's my final advice from Koko on the show Everything is Everything for today. And I hope you've had a lovely time. If you joined us late, you're welcome. And we are going now. So goodbye. Bye. Nelo. Bye.
And I'm here with the cleaning the house. I'm here with the washing the car. And I'm here with the cooking the noodle. I'm here with the washing the clothes. I'm here with the walking the shop. I'm here with the hawking the noodle. I become a person of my happiness, so still be my own. Everybody carol, I'm in say your own, passing my